Hair has a natural cycle. Almost as soon as a hair dies, another one starts growing from that oval of stem cells called the dermal papilla. As it grows, it pushes the old hair out, then continues growing until it dies too. This natural cycle has 3 different phases represented on this clock. The growing phase of the hair is called the anagen phase. Early anagen starts with the first emergence of the new hair, which pushes out the old one. Anagen continues and the hair keeps growing for up to 6 years. In late anagen, growth slows down and then the hair enters catagen, the dying phase. In catagen, growth stops and parts of the hair follicle are broken down as it detaches from the dermal papilla stem cells. This phase lasts up to 6 weeks. The hair then enters telogen, a resting phase which lasts around 6 months. As the hair is no longer attached, it cannot be repaired, it loses condition and can appear dull. Signals from the scalp and elsewhere in the body control every step of the hair cycle. Some signals, like these black ones, tell the hair to die and fall out. Others, like these blue ones, tell the dermal papilla cells to start growing and producing hair. These blue signals are called growth factors. You can see the blue signals last right the way through the anagen phase, keeping the hair growing. When the black signals return, they tell the hair to enter catagen and it dies. For some people, this process continues exactly the same for their entire lives. Anagen lasts for 6 years or so before catagen and telogen make the hair fall out over a few months before the next cycle starts. But for many of us, it changes as we go through certain life stages, resulting in thinning hair. In this case, the hair goes through each stage of the cycle as normal, but the anagen phase is shorter each time. This means that your hair starts to grow more slowly and won't grow as long. Each cycle gets weaker, shorter and less coloured until it looks like peach fuzz and can barely be seen. This process is called miniaturization. Although the follicle is not dead, it can barely produce any hair at all. To stop this process, we need to maintain the amount of time hair spends in the anagen or growth phase. By maintaining the anagen phase, the hair will grow for longer each cycle, maintaining natural, healthy hair growth. But how do you maintain anagen? Nanogen's answer is a serum applied directly to the scalp. The solution then penetrates the pores around your hair. The solution contains hair growth factors like the ones already in your body. These extra growth factors support your natural ones, maintaining hair growth. As you can see, Nanogen hair growth factors are an exact copy of your natural ones. They are derived from plants in a unique, patent-pending process. There is no use of any animal or human cells, making Nanogen growth factors 100% safe and ethical to use. Now when your existing growth factors run out, the hair has access to safe Nanogen growth factors so it can carry on growing. This means you can maintain thick...
There are probably very few things more devastating for a woman than hair loss. Unfortunately, 1 out of every 4 women will experience it in their lifetime. There's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. We have Dr. Craig Ziering. He's a hair restoration specialist with us. Thank you for being here. You know, this is not that uncommon, is it?
No, Lacey, you're not alone. There are over 35 million women in the United States alone who suffer from hair loss.
We have an animation to show the difference between the way a male may bald versus a female, because it is different.
Yeah, absolutely. Most men bald with a discrete bald spot. They often lose from the hairline or a bald spot in the back. But what women do is they maintain the hairline, like you are, Lacey, and then thin diffusely behind it.
So what exactly, Dr. Ziering, is happening at the level of the hair follicle when we talk about balding and hair loss?
What's actually happening in what you're experiencing, Lacey, is the hereditary form, and it's actually a miniaturizing of the hair follicles. So they get weak, wimpy, they lose their color and texture. They just get smaller and smaller and become baby fine, and actually you don't aesthetically see them anymore.
You've got some exciting new technologies that you can use to check the thickness of hair, to check the health of hair follicles.
Exactly.
So show me what that funky machine is you've got right there.
Yeah, this is a video microscope. It comes with our Rivage system. And actually what we can do with this is we can actually look here on Lacey's head, and you can see this is where she's miniaturized and thin, and there's gaps in space.
Some of the common drugs that men use, Rogaine, Propecia, etc., do those work in women?
Well, Propecia is a medication that is not prescribed for women. Men can use it, but minoxidil is a topical therapy that many women use. But there's a new exciting therapy out there that I think will be extremely beneficial for Lacey.
Because nothing's worked for you, right? But that's why you're here.
I know.
That's why you're here.
I know.
Dr. Ziering has brought with him what may be the most promising treatment yet for female hair loss. It's available today. Coming up, we'll show you how this breakthrough new laser works and what you can do at home to treat your own hair loss right now. Hair restoration specialist Dr. Craig Ziering has brought a brand new laser with him to treat Lacey's thinning hair. So I hear some beeping going on. Talk to me about what this laser's doing.
Well, this is the Rivage 670, and what this is doing is it's rotating 30 diodes in here, and this light is coming down and giving full coverage over her entire scalp right now. What you see there is the energy is being absorbed by that hair follicle. That light stimulates the energy, which stimulates cell metabolism, and it also increases blood flow so that the cells can allow the hairs to grow thicker and fuller.
So it basically allows an environment for the hair cell or the follicle to thrive.
Yes, absolutely.
So are you noticing anything in there? You feel anything?
Feeling it burn.
You're feeling it grow?
Yes. No.
It actually is a cool laser, so she really shouldn't feel any heat or anything happening with regard to that. It's all happening at the, via photostimulation at the molecular level.
So how many treatments might she need before she sees an effect from this?
She can see a result in as little as 4 to 16 weeks. Our patients at Advanced Hair Growth Centers, what we do is we give patients a full year of treatment. They come 2 to 3 times a week, and it's 20 minutes at a time.
And how much would a year's treatment be?
It's somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000.
So let's say she gets a year's treatment, and then Lacey at the end of the year says, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Will she maintain, or is this laser, does it need to be used for the rest of her life?
You'll want to have some kind of maintenance program, and we offer that for our patients. Sometimes it's once a month, once every 3 months, and other people come because they like hanging out with us at the office and come once every couple of weeks.
Well, we actually have a before and after photo of a woman named Shelley who used this very same Rivage 670 machine, and it's a pretty impressive difference.
got dandruff. What exactly does that mean? Well, today most skin specialists agree that dandruff is associated with a tiny fungus called Pityrosporum ovale, or P. ovale for short. This fungus lives on our bodies and our scalp all the time, usually without causing any problems. Unfortunately, for some people, it can get out of control, leading to dandruff. Dandruff is usually seasonal. It's most severe during the winter and mildest during the summer. Dandruff scales usually occur as small, round, white to gray patches on top of the head. In a normal scalp, the process of sloughing off old cells and manufacturing of their replacements is very orderly and complete. In the dandruff scalp, there is mass disorder, and often the departing cells are not dead before leaving the scalp. I can tell you that dandruff does not result from poor hygiene, and it's not contagious. Since dandruff is a natural process, it can't be eliminated, but it can be managed and controlled. Besides certain selenium shampoos, garlic and oil of oregano are excellent for fighting dandruff. You can take those internally or externally, depending on what works best for your situation. Both are sold in health food stores as capsules or tablets. Oh, and don't wear black.
Today, I'll be working with Dara to teach you how to achieve beautiful hair at home. Okay, now we're gonna proceed to brush your hair to detangle after it's washed and conditioned. We're gonna brush it with a powder brush or a white tooth comb. Then after it's brushed, we are going to spray it with a little bit of product to protect the hair from the heat to condition. In Dara's case, because she has a lot of hair, you might end up doing a little bit more sectioning than normal, and the section is not going to be wider than the width of your brush. And I'm gonna do 2 more sections here. This part is gonna be a little wider than the rest of the hair because Dara has a lot of hair. With a medium-sized natural bristle brush, we're gonna start with our first section. After we brush for several times, we go ahead and bring the dryer using a high speed and high heat. We're going to start drying her hair.
Besides having an AC motor and ionic design, we also need tension while we're drying the hair.
It's all yours.
Now, lower the brush and push it forward. It's going to be easier for you.
And I need you to use a cool shot now because that will seal the cuticle. It will keep your hair nice and straight. So.
Take your time, don't rush it, and let the brush slide from your hair, always using tension.
Because we have this section in a rectangle, so it's going to be very easy because as you can see, it doesn't exceed the width of my brush. So you can dry it pulling it forward or up. You can dry it here or you can do this. You need to remember when you push forward and you start drying here, you're going to create a little bit of a lift. You're going to create more body. This is not going to be a problem because you can counteract that after you finish. You can go back and brush a little bit if you feel like you have too much body. Can you do this?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Got it.
Perfect. That's right. Yep. At the end, you're always going to finish it up a little bit with some shining gloss, and always finger brushing the hair back to create a more natural look.